Well, I think the government got a bloody nose about 3 months ago when they lost that Amersham by-election. I mean, the country in that part of the Midlands going up to Manchester, Leeds and the North East is very divided on the question of this update with HS2. And when you look at the cost, it's eye-watering at £96 billion. Admittedly, it's going to be over a number of years. But when you consider that the country's already borrowed £2.2 trillion in order to get its economy back on its feet and keep the public services going, this is a really seriously expensive adage. Is it value? I mean, the way I put it to you, Rosie and Simon, is that, to take 42 minutes off going from Birmingham to Leeds and various other parts to Bradford, that's not even got a main rail service part, nor Halifax and various other places, is with the day of the internet and the fact that most people now are not going to go to work 5 days a week, do we really, and the amount of money that this government, way behind time, I hasten to add, is spending on the internet and broadband, do we really need to spend that kind of money on the infrastructure? I don't think we do. But the government is actually breaking, or suggesting it's going to break, a pledge that it gave to the Red Wall, where it's got its majority of 80 for all kinds of constituencies in the Midlands and the North that would, in a normal year, they would never have won in a month of Sundays.
But
so I think they're taking a...
I'm sorry, but you're sounding very London-centric. That's exactly the view that someone in Leeds who has a nightmare just trying to cross the country. Everybody's saying, well, you've got the internet, so you don't need the trains. I mean, that's a very last-century view, isn't it?
Well, it's not. I didn't say it was my view. I'm just saying that it is a view that I think the government's having to take. The fact remains, as I say, it's taken a huge gamble because it relied on these constituencies that it would normally never win in a normal general election, in the Midlands and in the North, Yorkshire and Lancashire and parts of Teesside, that in normal circumstances they would never win. But there is this cost thing. Nobody legislated for the pandemic and what the damage it would do to the country. And what I'm saying is that basically I have no idea if it's the right decision or not. What I did say to you is that I think it's a huge gamble. Because I think it could go right back into their face. What has been acknowledged generally is that the rail clip between, let's say, Leeds and Manchester has been terrible, between Leeds and the North East is terrible, right across the Pennines. But what I'm saying is that the influence of a line coming from, or a new line coming from Birmingham to Leeds is in doubt. And I think they've looked at the whole thing, the cost of it, and they've decided that this is the least dangerous route to try and cut that will not damage people. Again, if you speak to people in the Leeds area and Huddersfield, Bradford, Keighley, all those things, they will be horrified at this decision.